This is the homework video for 3-3-15 Tuesday night. You're solving Pythagorean theorem problems. I want to remind you that some of these problems tonight are asking you for area, and if it's a triangle, then the area is base times height divided by 2. If it's a rectangle, then the area is going to be base times height. So here we go. Remember, you're going to draw a picture, label your picture, and then solve the problem. Okay, so you should have already done the homework. You shouldn't be watching the video unless you've already tried it. So on number 4, it tells us that the length of a diagonal of a 10 by 15 is what I'm trying to find. So I'm trying to find C. This is the diagonal they're talking about. They give us this and they gave us that. So there's two right triangles. There's one here and there's one here. They're identical to each other, so it doesn't matter which one you use. This is A, this is B. So 10 squared plus 15 squared equals C squared. 100, that's 10 squared, plus 225, that would be 15 squared, equals C squared. Now I add these two together. 325 equals C squared. And then finally I square root both. I want these in simplest radical form. So I used my calculator to figure out what the biggest perfect square was that goes evenly into 325, and I found out it was 25. 25 times 13 is equal to 325. So I circle the perfect square. Its square root is 5. The 5 comes to the outside, and my answer is 5 square root 13. Number 5 says that you have a rectangle, and its diagonal is 25. So this time they're telling you what the diagonal is, and it's with this 15, it's asking you for the area. So area is base times height, but I don't have the base, so I'm going to have to solve for the base. That's this right here, and that's going to be one of the legs, either A or B. So I'm going to do 25 squared minus 15 squared. It gives me the base squared. That's going to be 625 minus 225 equals B squared. When you subtract, you get 400 equals B squared. Square root and you get 20. Looks like I have a mistake over here because I don't need to do divided by a half. I need to use this 20 now as the base, and this is the height. 20 times 15 is going to be 300. And so the answer to the question is 300 units squared. That is the area of the entire rectangle. Number 6. Now they're asking you for two parts. There's an A and a B, and I'm actually going to separate my A and B for you because it's kind of messy. I did this in a hurry. Sorry. Okay, so the first part they ask me is if a right triangle has legs 8 and 12. So notice I draw my picture, legs 8 and 12. That means I'm trying to find C. What's the area? Well, I don't need C because they're just asking me for area. An area of a triangle is base times height times 0.5, and if you do that on your calculator, you should have gotten 40. Now I'm ready to move on to the second part, B. For B, it says that what if the hypotenuse was 12 and a leg was 8? What would the area of this same triangle be? Well, now I'm going to say that 12 squared minus 8 squared equals B squared because I have to find this leg, or else I don't have the height to use in my base times height times 0.5. And when I do that, I'm going to get 144 minus 64, which is 80, equals B squared. Now I'm using the simplest radical form. So the biggest perfect square that can go into 80 is 16. Its square root is 4. So my base is 4 square root of 5, but I'm not done. I have to take 4 square root of 5 and multiply it times 8 and then multiply by 0.5. So 4 square root 5 times 8 times 0.5. And I got 35.8. I rounded that answer. So the area equals 35.8 units squared. And now I'm done. Notice that the first one was 40 and the second one was 35.8. That's because you changed from having a leg be 12 to having the hypotenuse be 12, which made this leg a little bit bigger. So in general, the area was bigger. Okay, you're done with your homework for Tuesday night.